Hey friends, Sean from SGT Report here. Thank you so very much for tuning in. You're going to want to stay tuned to the end of this video because at the end I will be sharing some shocking video coming out of Maryland that I think everyone needs to be aware of. First, let me just say David Morgan will be joining me very soon to talk about silver, gold, and the economy. So please, if you have any specific questions for David Morgan about the future of the dollar or the economy or precious metals, leave those below. I appreciate it. All right, now something I want to share with you guys. I was listening to the Adam Corolla podcast, and I want to share this with you because I think it's so important. He touches on something very important, but he also misses the bigger picture, the UN Agenda 2030 picture. And I'd like Adam Corolla to know about UN Agenda 2030. So please share this with Adam on his website. Now, he and the crew were talking about when you're 9 years old, your parents are basically your pilot, right? They teach you everything about the world. They're supposed to care for you, watch over you, protect you, and educate you.
But of course, imagine, and when you're 9, your parents are your pilot. I mean, you're in that fucking plane with them. And if they're going, I don't know what's going on, or it's all ending, or this is horrible, well, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Your childhood is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom has sort of gotten to the whole 60s thing, and I was the whole 70s thing. So I remember super clearly all the living underground and out of fuel and no breathable air. And there's, one we always forget about, overpopulation. We're gonna have more people than food. That was the big thing. We had to do this sort of zero population thing because what we're doing is we're inhabiting the planet more than we have the ability to create food. So we're not going to have food, but we're going to have too many people. So I'm sitting around at 9 years old.
Where Soylent Green comes from?
Yeah, I'm like, they made a movie.
That's right.
I'm sitting around going, okay, no food, no air. I don't know what's going to be worse when I'm old. No fossil fuels.
Right.
Like we're going to have to walk everywhere.
And Adam got pretty worked up as he was talking about the fear-mongering over climate change. And friends, that is exactly what it is. He's right about that. Now, as Adam shares a soundbite from the Stephen Colbert Show in which Jane Fonda, an avowed globalist, laments the condition of children today who are scared to death about climate change, Adam makes the point that children should not be worrying about climate change or anything else for that matter. They should be busy being kids.
So you freak the fucking kids out, and I'm listening to Jane Fonda, who's, I don't know, 83? Whatever she is. I'm very curious, and I know it a lot. She's 82. In her 82.
Wow.
She's 82 years young. She's 82 years nuts, though. So she's on Colbert, and she's talking about kids and the syndrome that they're suffering. We'll listen to it.
You know, I've spent a lot of time now with these young students, and they're scared. And a lot of young people are even suffering from, they're calling it extinction illness. And I just felt I wasn't doing enough. And the scientists were saying we have 10 years, and before it's going to go so far over the cliff that there's no turning back. The environment and climate will unravel, and there's nothing we can do.
All right. She sounds like my mom from 1973, by the way, who's taking her nutty shit to the grave as well. Look, do what you can for the environment, everybody, while simultaneously not freaking the kids out. That's what I'm saying. You don't have... Look, we all have our problems, personal, micro, macro. We try to take on top of it. I don't work my kids into the equation. I tell them to recycle because they should recycle, not because they're going to die.
And the point I want to make for Adam Corolla is that it's so much bigger than he's able to convey on this podcast. The reason why children are being targeted and fear-mongered too is to turn them into a reliable voter base in the future that will vote to take away all of our current forms of energy in the name of saving the planet. And that is a UN Agenda 2030 strategy. That's why they keep saying in 10 years we'll all be dead. So again, Adam Corolla and friends listening, please understand the reason they fearmonger and they say that we'll all be dead in 10 years if we don't do something about climate change is because of UN Agenda 2030. It's 2020 now. UN Agenda 2030 seeks to strip us of all of our current forms of energy in the name of saving the planet, which will turn us all into 17th century serfs. That's the takeaway. And before we get off this topic, I'd also like to point out that Greta Thunberg's parents not only use her to push the UN Agenda 2030 anti-human plan under the guise of climate change, but her father just got busted using her Facebook account pretending to be her. That's right, a Facebook glitch revealed Greta Thunberg's father posting as the teenage climate activist. This is the plan, folks, to use kids, to weaponize kids against us all, to turn them into a reliable voter base that will vote to take away all our current forms of energy because they're scared to death about the world coming to an end. Zero Hedge reported on the same day as the Adam Corolla podcast, a Thursday evening software update at Facebook accidentally allowed anyone to view exactly who is posting under the accounts of public figures, businesses, and other entities, according to Wired. The result? For starters, some 3 million followers of teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg have been reading posts written by her father, Svante Thunberg, and a climate activist in India who serves as a delegate, get this, at the UN's climate change organization, Adarsh Prathap. Yet Thunberg Inc. claims Greta is still the one writing the content. Friends, it's never been more important, it's never been more critical to inform everyone you know about UN Agenda 2030 and the climate change organizations that are seeking to strip us of our current forms of energy, all in the name of saving the planet from a boogeyman they and the Club of Rome created. All right, lastly, scary video coming out of Maryland where reports of white vans have been being used in attempted kidnappings. Now, these reports have been coming out recently and repeatedly, not just in Maryland, but all over the country, especially on the East Coast and in the South, like this report from CBS 46 Atlanta, which has been alerting the public to the potential dangers and advising people to beware.
Now to a CBS 46 crime alert. Scary moments for an 11-year-old Paulding County girl. She told sheriff's deputies this person in a van almost kidnapped her. It happened yesterday on School Road.
So that van is a GMC Savannah. Deputies do not have a detailed description of the suspect, so they are asking for help here. If you've seen that van or its driver, call 911.
However, none of these local news media reports have covered this important video. The discovery of this unlocked white van by several women should chill you to the bone, and what's in it should give everyone cause for concern. This fully lined with steel and fully insulated from top to bottom white van would be impossible to escape from, and impossible for anyone to hear you scream.
That's the insulation, Alicia.
If you found yourself chained up within it.
Closing the screen. Do it again. Oh, hell no. You can't even hear it.
Y'all screaming
Hell
loud.
no. You can't even hear that shit.
It's crazy.
Now, clearly, this van was designed, built, and engineered for the purposes of abducting human beings and taking them away where they'll never be seen again. The problem of human trafficking in this country is not only real, it's fast becoming an epidemic.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make this quick, short, sweet, and to the point. Y'all know me, I don't really do this, but this is important, this is necessary. This whole human trafficking, sex trafficking thing is not a game, it's not a joke, it's real. All right, so need you guys to take it seriously. Just sent out a bunch of videos and emails to the females in my life, my aunts, my sisters, my daughters, my nieces. Take this stuff seriously, guys. Don't go anywhere, especially this holiday season, don't go anywhere by yourself. Whatever shopping you got to do, let's try to get it done during the day, because a lot of what these people are doing, they're doing at night, and they're doing, once they get you, they got you. You might as well be on the moon. It ain't nothing that law enforcement can do when we don't know where you're at. We won't have a clue as to where you're at or how to find you. So you've got to take this seriously.
All right, friends, be vigilant, be aware, and be vocal. Together, we have power. And friends, you have power too to take back control of the internet by not using Google's Chrome. Use the Brave browser. It's free, it's 3 to 6 times faster than the browser you're probably using right now, and it's got a built-in ad blocker. And if you decide to disable the ad blocker and actually view ads, you'll get rewarded with BAT tokens, which you can keep or pay forward to the content creators you love the most. It's an absolute win-win. So take back your control and take a bite out of Google. Download the Brave browser, install it on your computer, and start using it. You'll be very glad you did. And friends, thank you so much for tuning in directly for real news 24/7 at sgtreport.com, the antidote to corporate propaganda and mockingbird mainstream media lies. God bless. Bye-bye.
They're evoking the mathematics of Jesus Christ to perform these mass rituals. These are not just rituals to bring down a few buildings in New York City to start a war in Iraq. These are not just rituals to try to get your guns or whittle away your freedoms. This is not all it is. At the core, these are black magic rituals.